All right, Deadlights, here we go. We are up and running as the second half of It Welcome to Derry begins this coming Sunday. We are halfway through this series, and I cannot wait to see what the second half has to offer. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Digital Charcuterie. My name is James. Thank you so much for stopping by. If you're new to the channel and a fan of It Welcome to Derry, hit that subscribe button. I talk about it and discuss it all the time with you guys right here on the channel. And this is the episode 5. This is actually the second half trailer, weeks ahead trailer, mid-season trailer, breakdown and mostly discussion. This trailer looks awesome. I did my review of it Sunday night. I had to be up very early on Monday. I watched it later, like late Monday evening, so I didn't get to it yesterday. Fantastic, but every trailer, like, let's be real, every trailer they put out before the series started looked phenomenal. The show so far, I think, has been super fun. I think it's been great. It hasn't been flawless, but I've really enjoyed it, and I like the story they're giving us, and I'm having so much fun watching it weekly. If this was a binge drop, I think some episodes, some storylines might be more satisfactory, but I'm enjoying the weekly build-up and discussion with you all. So let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. What are you thinking of It Welcome to Derry? And what do you think we've got coming to us in episode 5? The mid-season trailer starts right away with Lily in a room, in an old room, attic room, up above, looking at a book. And now you gotta know that the woman she's been talking to at Juniper Hill is Mrs. Kersh. I kind of speculated that a little while ago, and watching last week's episode, I was really, really in with that being the case when she was having the conversation with her in the diner. Just the way she's so supportive, like, you gotta have good friends. You gotta have good friends. And in the trailer later on, Pennywise says, "Aren't you such a good friend?" Now, we're led to believe he's talking to Lily, and I do think he's talking to Lily in that scene. It's just not going to play up the way it does in the trailer, but she's got the book where you see Bob Gray. And one of the reasons why Bill Skarsgård agreed to return to the role of Pennywise is about the Bob Gray character. It was learning to portray this character, the backstory of Bob Gray, who Bob Gray was, and all of that, and that's why he agreed. So we're going to start to get into that in this episode. Now you see the wig here. This wig is reminding me of little girl Pennywise, woman Pennywise, whatever you want to call her, from episode 3 in 1908, and I can't wait to see what we're going to get from that. I believe this is all Mrs. Kersh, though. Mrs. Kersh, of course, if you don't know who Mrs. Kersh is, she makes an appearance in It Chapter 2, but in the books, she's in there as well. And she isn't real. She's not some sweet old Derry lady with cookies and trauma tea. No. She is Pennywise in disguise. That's it. It's It playing 4D psychological chess with Beverly, pretending to be this harmless little grandma, and then boom! The entire illusion melts like a week-old Derry in the sun. The skin sags, the face rots, the teacup starts bleeding. Stephen King goes full elder witch from your nightmares with that. It's all about Bev's trauma, her fear of becoming her father, that deep stomach punch dread of adulthood and aging. It's actually brilliant psychological horror. And then we get to the movies and they go nuts. In Chapter 2 is like, yeah, what if she was also an 8-foot tall naked demon grandma who sprints at you like she hasn't had her calcium in 400 years? Kind of like the old man in episode 3 in 1908 when he's chasing after young Shaw. And the film invents a whole new backstory. My father was Bob Gray and he joined the circus stuff. None of that is in the book, not even a little. Bob Gray is just an alias for Pennywise in a novel, but the movie goes, what if he was a dude? It's lore fanfic with a budget, and I kind of love the chaos of it. But at the end of the day, both versions exist for the same reason, to absolutely psychologically break Beverly Marsh, Mrs. Kersh, and Pennywise, choosing the most specific, personal, twisted form possible, and that's why she hits harder than half the monster forms in the entire story. And here she's going to hit Lily, right? She's been at Lily, traumatized Lily, same type of thing. Like, Lily is kind of like a Bev character. She's doing the same thing to her. And I like the idea that she could be separate from Penny. I don't think she is, but somewhat separate to Pennywise, like another entity version of Pennywise, kind of like halves himself in half or whatever. But I can't wait to see what they do, what the outcome of this all is. But I'm 100% on that being Mrs. Kersh. There's no way. And Mrs. Kersh, of course, being the clown that we see in 1908 in episode 3 as well. I think this is all the same character, and this is just another form of Pennywise, but a split form in a lot of ways. And then I can't wait to see what happens with Lily, because she leaves there on her bike in a lot of terror, and I do think that this is going to be some kind of aftermath of what's going on. She'll probably be invited over. She's going to learn the truth about Mrs. Kersh at some point, and I think it looks phenomenal. Hank is being sent to Shawshank. We know he's only going to be there for a couple of days, and then he'll go home and be under house arrest, but as some white dude has another idea, and he pulls out a gun, and we don't know what the aftermath of the shooting is going to be, but Charlotte looks like there are some concerns here. And I did think when she said you only be in Shawshank for a couple of days, I did get this suspicion that it was going to be bad. Like his time there, something was going to be bad. Something bad was going to happen to Hank in his time. So I could actually see Hank meeting his demise at this gunman in this scene. Then we see the natives, the indigenous people are like, the people are going crazy. Like they know that their cage of this creature is shattering around them, and the demon is taking over, and the evil is pursuing Derry. It's coming after Derry, and now people are acting that way. And the indigenous, they're seeing this. They're reminded of the old folklore, the story that they know from their ancestors. They're knowing this, and they're realizing like, hey, we got to put a stop to this. Marge, of course, poked her eye out quite literally in the last episode in one of the Looney Tune eye popping out scene, but a great scene. It seems like now, like she's like the patty cakes are either going to bend her or she's going to bend in the patty cakes because now she fully believes what Lily has to say. And now she's going to join the New Losers Club, and they're like, we have to go after this creature. And she seems like she's on board with it, but with a caveat. She wants all of them to do it together. No one goes at it alone. And I like the way Marge is thinking here. I like the way Marge is thinking. Look, she's the quintessential preteen, teen, early teen, whatever kid. You know, she wants to be with the cool kids and all that, except with the cool kids, abandon her friendships and all that. I understand all like that happens in real life. But this moment here, we got to do it all together. This is what I've been saying. You don't go at it alone. Never. You know, eventually someone's going to go at it alone, but then you never go at it alone. You never. And I like what Marge has to say here, and I appreciate that. But the visuals that come after that are quite thrilling as well. See the military and Taniel enter the Neibold house here. And we've seen some other footage from this from other trailers of what's going to go on here. And I think this is episode 5 right here. I cannot wait to see what goes on in here. Uncle Sam is coming for you guys. This shot here, we got Rose, Will, Charlotte, and I'm guessing some of the other kids in the back. What is going on here? What's happening? Leroy has no fear. I know Leroy is obviously going to go into the tunnels beneath the Neibold house. But why Charlotte? And it's interesting that they paired the all of us go together with this shot of Rose, Charlotte, and Will, signifying that maybe it's just not the kids that are going to go at it together. I think Marge is talking just with the kids, but I think on a bigger level, eventually everyone's going to have to come together to not defeat it, because we know it's not going to get defeated, but to maybe find themselves on safe ground, maybe. Then we get in the mist deep within the Neibold house or somewhere here. And Marge's reaction here, I think this is where we're going to see what the outcome of the patty cakes. I think the patty cakes I think they're done for, and she's going to see them floating down there. We learned that when Dick sought after and when he saw the Deadlights, it entered his mind and he can't escape. And it is attacking him from the inside, from the mindset. And he is not down with that. And neither would I. I wouldn't be either. Rose talking to Shaw saying, are you insane? Are you insane? You can't control this. She's absolutely right, of course. We know she's right. Shaw doesn't believe it. Shaw's a hothead. Shaw's like, no, we get this. We can win the war. And she's like, no, you can't do this. And so I'm really curious where their storyline is going to go as well. Like the two of them are connected for 50 years. I'm curious where that's going to go. Then we got this Marge seeing something in the water, dead body in the water, terrifying her, grossing her out. She walks away, see her eye patch. Now we see a building burning, a wooden building burning. This looks like Dick's new hangout, the military hangout that was given to Dick Halloran. But inside we see Rich and what looks like Hank. Looks like Hank is in there. So Hank might survive that shooting. Maybe they take him away, hide him out, and they find him and they burn this down. Charlotte now yelling at Leroy, you put us in a cage with a goddamn monster. The cage, I'm guessing, is Derry, which is what the natives referred to it as. Leroy's like probably going to be like, I didn't know when we got here. And what am I supposed to do? This is my job. I can't just leave us. He should. We know he doesn't, and I don't know why. I would be out of there, but we know he's going to stay there for a long time, for another 27 years. But Charlotte is right, and Charlotte's, there's not, maybe there's not gonna be happiness between those two, and maybe Charlotte gets the hell out of there. Leroy confronting Shaw, who's telling him the only thing that makes people listen is fear, and he goes, "You're insane." He says the F word in there, but I'm not gonna use this on this because this is a classy channel. And the new Losers Club, they are together now, yelling at each other, having a feud, and Rich saying this is what he wants. He wants us to turn on each other. This is one thing that I will say about these kids is so far. I mean, we haven't had them for too long, right? Only 3 weeks so far. But these kids, as much as they're quintessential kids, like the Marge stuff and all that, they're also they're not dumbed down. Like they're kids, so they can't be super, intelligent but they're not dumbed down. They're not overly smart either, right? Like they're not like, they're not written pretentiously, but they're written in a way that you're like, okay, I appreciate that you're doing, like, they do dumb things that kids would do, like try to take pictures, but they're also terrified when they do it. So I'm kind of enjoying that. And like I said a couple weeks ago or last week, I'm really enjoying the acting on this show, and I think the kids are really bringing it as well. I don't know what this is, and I don't like it. But it could be from the Mrs. Kersh scene early on, but I don't like it. I always wondered how you taste with a very iconic looking Pennywise shot here. It looks phenomenal. And then my favorite shot from any of the trailers is this wide shot in the mist with him going after, I think that's Marge. I think that's Marge in this shot. I think Marge is going to bite the bullet, ultimately, probably sooner than later. I think she's going to bite it, but I'm curious who he says. I've always wondered how you would taste. Who is he saying that to? I have a feeling it's not going to be one of the kids. I have a feeling it's not. It could be. I'm not sure who it's going to be. Could be Lily, could be Charlotte. I'm not sure, though. I think it's one of those two. Maybe Leroy, because Leroy has no fear, right? Because Leroy has no fear, that's the seasoning on the meat. And maybe he's like, well, I wonder what you will taste like without the seasoning. Maybe that's what he's talking to. Could be anybody. I'm really curious. Let me know who you guys think in the comments down below. But I love that shot of Pennywise, just that close-up makeup. Just, oh man, he's going to hit the screen this week. Episode 5. This is what I've been saying since episode 5, and I can't wait. I think it'll probably end with the shot of him, probably a shot we've seen in the trailer, which will take a little bit away from it, but the build up to getting to him, I think is going to be worth the wait. And when we get him, it's going to be like a punch in the face, but like a really nice punch in the face. The mist overtaking Derry. Lots of quick shots here. A woman holding a baby. Marge and the gang around. Them running. They have one of the beacons. The kids do get one of the beacons. We've seen other footage of them with the beacons. Tenniel watching on. Charlotte attacking somebody. Lily back in there. Then here's the patty cakes. I think the patty cakes are done for. And Pennywise saying, "Take my hand." And he's out there. And this must be when everyone burns. This is probably the finale, to be honest. But when everyone's burning down that cabin, he's got Ronnie. Hank is in there. And Pennywise, all the guys are out there who are burning it. And Pennywise is out there like he's the cause of all this. And he's like, "Take my hand." And maybe he'll be like, "I'll let your father live if you take my hand." A soul for a soul, maybe. Maybe that's the guy. They said that the last episode is gonna make us cry. We'll cross that bridge when we get there, but this is what I'm getting from this trailer. And then that shot, those yellow eyes, that face. I think this could be one of the first shots we get of him. I'm not sure actually, because he has that one where he says "down with the clown" and he slides down. But this looks phenomenal. This is it's already. It hasn't even been on our screens officially yet, just in like these trailers and teasers. And this is already one of the most iconic Pennywise shots we've ever gotten. Fantastic. And then Sundays at 9 on HBO Max, and I love it. I think it's fantastic. Can't wait to see where they're going with it. I will have my preview show on Friday night and my review Sunday night after the episode drops. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Do you like this teaser? Are you hoping for more? What are you hoping to get from the back half of it? Welcome to Derry. Thanks for watching, everybody. I really appreciate your time. Hit that like button, subscribe. Until next time, maybe the master of your own universe.